You ever pull into your own driveway, thinking the only drama you're about to face is maybe a squirrel raiding your bird feeder, only to find three grown men, dressed like traffic cones, halfway through breaking into your garage? Yeah, that happened to me. And let me tell you, it's the kind of thing that'll snap you right out of that off-grid peace and quiet fantasy faster than burn espresso from the only cafe in town. I was gone maybe half an hour. Quick errand, pick up some fiber conduit and a decent coffee. You know, the usual living in the sticks but still need Wi-Fi routine. I roll up my gravel drive expecting wind, pine, and silence, my 10 acres of earned solitude. Instead, I get this comedy troupe fumbling with my garage door, dressed in neon safety vests with price tags still swinging and gear that looks like it came from the kids' aisle at Home Depot. One's got a plastic construction helmet. Another's got a HOA badge laminated inside a Ziploc bag. The third is filming the whole disaster on his phone, barking directions like he's Scorsese. More to the left. Karen wants this on video. Didn't even turn when my truck tires crunched up. I step out, shaking my head. You boys from Comedy Central? Or is this a casting call for community theater? Crowbar drops. Ziploc badge guy looks like he's been caught peeing on the church steps. Phone guy finally notices me, but acts like I'm a hallucination. He tries the official line. This is a routine inspection for unauthorized construction materials. Garage may fall under the HOA's extended jurisdiction, Pine Shadow Zoning Phase 3. I just laugh and pull out my phone, hit record. Extended jurisdiction, huh? That old chestnut. Meanwhile, I'm logging every detail, angle of entry, broken padlock, the way none of them noticed the drone camera, now silently hovering overhead. I built my own security system after all, old habits from 9 years in rapid deployment law enforcement before I traded the badge for a tech startup. Gentlemen, I tell them, you've got about 15 seconds to explain yourselves before I stop playing nice. Helmet guy twitches for his belt. Bad idea. I don't need a weapon, just leverage. Little pressure and, well, let's just say my garage had a better security system than they expected. Next thing, 3 would-be inspectors. Zip-tied and laid out on the pine needles like they're about to get roasted over a campfire, groaning about miscommunication. I call the sheriff. Yeah, Trent here. Got 3 jackasses breaking into my workshop. No weapons drawn, by me anyway. One of the guys starts babbling about authorization and, of course, Karen. Always a Karen. While we wait, I set up a porch cam shot. I figure, if they want documentation, let's make it cinematic. The drone hums quietly overhead. I sit on my cooler and address the trio. You realize there's 6 figures of hardware in there, right? Server-grade tools, lithium battery reserves, surveillance backups. You trip the wrong shelf, you'll blow the HOA's budget for a decade. That gets their attention. Badge boy finally blurts. We were just following HOA protocol. Karen said this was authorized. She said this plot was supposed to be part of the community since the zoning plan in 2019. I grin. That'd be cute if it were. True. By the time Sheriff Bell rolls up, lights flashing, siren off. I've already uploaded the drone footage, printed the land deeds, everything tabbed and ready. Sheriff just gives me that look. You want me to guess? HOA inspection, I reply. Mentioned Karen by name. He rubs his temples like he's already regretting his life choices. But then, like some twisted royal entrance, here comes Karen Litton, high heels on gravel, sunglasses brighter than a solar flare, marching like the queen of Pine Shadows herself. She's waving a thick folder like it's the 10 Commandments. Sheriff Bell, you need to stop this arrest immediately. These men were authorized personnel conducting official HOA inspection. You are interfering with community governance. Bell's face says he's counting backwards from 10. He tells her flat out. These men were caught breaking into a private structure on land not part of Pine Shadows Village. Karen snaps, jabbing at a map printed, I swear, on inkjet paper still warm from the printer. According to zoning proposals from 2019, this parcel should have been integrated into our HOA boundaries. I step in. You can't govern a place just because a map says you wish it was yours. That's not zoning. That's colonialism. Her lips go thin. She tries to rally. Mr. West keeps hazardous, possibly explosive materials in his garage. We can't allow that. I almost choke laughing. Explosive? It's server batteries and fire suppression gear. Same stuff keeping your HOA clubhouse from burning down. One of the zip-tied inspectors pipes up. She told us to check for violations, said she'd handle fallout. Karen's head snaps around so fast, I thought it might pop off. You weren't supposed to speak or lie to law enforcement. I lean against my truck. You might want to stop before you hit 6 feet deep. She ignores me, turning back to the sheriff, rattling off complaints about my unsightly equipment and intrusive security systems. Bell just shrugs. No residents have ever contacted my office. So I hand over my folder. County deed, land survey, official jurisdiction map, even an email from the zoning board, confirming I'm not under HOA enforcement. Bell nods. Everything checks out. Karen's face cracks. Realization hits. Her authority isn't just being questioned, it's vanishing. This isn't over. She hisses. This community will not be endangered by rogue individuals. I'll be filing a complaint. I tap my phone. Good, because I'm filing one too. Against you. For coordinating an illegal break-in, defamation, impersonation of regulatory authority. Bell doesn't disagree. As her goons get loaded into the cruiser, Karen stands there clutching her useless folder like it's a life raft. Hope you're ready for a long legal process, she says. I grin. Legal process is my cardio. She storms off to her Lexus, peels out, and all I can think is, this isn't the end. This is when she decides to escalate. I figured the courtroom would be sleepy. A couple bored clerks, a judge who's half asleep. Nope. The place is packed. HOA members, local reporters, concerned citizens, all hoping for blood. My lawyer, Melinda Crowley, is ice. Everything's cross-referenced, color-coded. She's even got post-its matching my socks. Karen comes in late, trailing a smug lawyer. Judge Langford calls us to order. HOA's lawyer gives a speech fit for reality TV. We're here to preserve public safety. Mr. West's garage may endanger the community. We had no choice but to act. Melinda calmly presents certified zoning documents, tax records, county statements. Judge nods. Proceed. Karen's lawyer argues intent matters more than jurisdiction, that the HOA believed expansion was already in effect. Melinda counters. Intent does not override jurisdiction. I show the judge drone footage. 3 men breaking in, crowbar in hand, laughing about Karen. I hold up my business licenses. This isn't a man cave, it's critical infrastructure. HOA lawyer's last stand. Anonymous reports forced us to act. Melinda, no record of those reports. No justification for forced entry by a civilian organization. This was a power play. Judge Langford leans forward, asks Karen if she instructed the men. Karen stammers, I just passed along concerns. The judge is done with the nonsense. I find that Pine Shadows Village HOA and Ms. Karen Litton personally acted outside their authority, engaged in unlawful trespass, and coordinated an unauthorized intrusion. She slams the gavel, orders $85,000 in damages, a notarized apology to be posted everywhere the HOA can stick it. The gallery gasps. Karen looks humiliated, which, honestly, is scarier than her being angry. But quiet? That's more ominous. No angry emails, no cease and desist. Just silence. That's how I know it's not over. It starts with a strange SUV, people taking photos of my solar panels. Then an official letter from the Department of Environmental Health. Someone reported me for non-compliant emissions. Inspectors show up, walk through my setup, shake their heads, leave. A week later, letters start appearing in mailboxes. Do you know what's being stored in your neighborhood? Grainy photos of my property, wild accusations, but no name. Then a noisy drone, not mine, circling my roof. Signal traced to an IP in Pine Shadows. I start logging everything, upgrade my cameras, floodlights, motion sensors. Then a video hits the local Facebook group, heavily edited. Makes me look like a lunatic threatening 3 defenseless men. No context. Comments explode. That guy's ex-military, he's dangerous. I track the upload. Proxy chain leads to a college dorm. Wouldn't you know it? Karen's son Tyler is there, studying marketing. I don't confront them yet. Instead, I watch. More surveillance, more flyers, more attempts to paint me as the villain. Then I catch 2 figures at 2 a.m. planting a cheap motion camera on my tree. It's gone by morning, but the evidence piles up. Karen's not just doubling down, she's waging war. Only problem is, she brought a TikTok knife to a cyber gunfight. I dig in, analyze the packet logs, drone signals, fake accounts. I find payments from Karen's HOA expense card to an Arizona marketing firm, one owned by a former contractor with a history of shady business. I hand everything over to an old friend in the FBI cyber division. Turns out one of their proxies brushed against a Gov server. Now it's federal. The local task force moves in. Subpoenas start flying. Karen's home gets raided. The HOA board panics. Audio of their emergency meeting lands in my inbox. Karen tries to deny everything, but the treasurer and events chair aren't having it. A petition to remove her circulates. Residents sign in droves. Reporters show up. The whole mess goes regional. By the time we're back in court, it's not just a property dispute, it's federal. Charges stack: unlawful surveillance, cyber harassment, misuse of HOA funds, conspiracy. Karen's defense tries the mental health card, but nobody's buying it. The evidence: emails, payments, drone footage, direct messages between Karen and her son, paints the picture. Make people scared of him. Spin it. The verdict is unanimous, guilty on every count. Karen's sentenced to probation, banned from any HOA leadership for 5 years, ordered to pay $120,000 in damages, and post a public apology video. The HOA votes her out, 10-0, right there in the hallway. A year later, my place is quiet again. No drones, no flyers, no HOA mail. Just the sound of wind through the pines and Beethoven playing on my motion-activated speaker if anyone gets too curious. The board reorganizes, publishes their records, enacts real reforms. I'm even invited to speak: property rights, digital security, protecting yourself from community overreach. That talk turns into a podcast, which turns into something bigger. Stories roll in, people fighting back against petty tyranny, every week something more surreal than the last. And me? I'm just a guy who wanted a quiet life, but sometimes you have to speak up. Turns out, silence only works until someone decides to make you the villain. Now I tell these stories so nobody else thinks they have to take it lying down. Karen? Last I heard, she moved to Arizona. No HOA, no public life. Her son apologized, said he was just trying to impress her, didn't get it until he saw the footage in court. I didn't reply. Sometimes closure isn't a door you open, it's the lock you change. So let me ask you, where do you draw the line between neighborly concern and flat-out abuse of power? When does community turn into control? Drop your thoughts below, share your own wild stories. Because trust me, someone out there needs to know. They're not alone.